My name is Lucia, and sometimes I wonder if I am the only one who hears the dead breathing just behind the walls. The first night I moved into this faded old room, I woke up gasping for air, convinced someone was sitting on my chest, pressing me down with ice-cold hands. They said she hanged herself here. A girl who lived alone, who never turned in her keys, whose parents left her things untouched for months, because they couldn't bear to see what she left behind. I told myself I did believe in ghosts, but the mirror in the hallway had a crack right through the middle, and every time I passed it, I caught a glimpse of something standing where I should be, like a shadow stitched into my reflection. It was just a bedroom, a warped old bed, the smell of old books and lavender oil gone rancid. But I felt watched, even when the lights were on. I unpacked slowly, folding my clothes like it might convince her I belonged here. On my first night, I woke to a soft scraping sound, as if nails were dragging across the inside of my closet door. The air felt heavier than it should, damp like a basement that's never seen sunlight. When I closed my eyes, I dreamed I was lying exactly where she died. My body suspended midair, the ceiling fan spinning above me like a hungry eye. I felt her sadness under my skin, like it was seeping through the floorboards and crawling into my veins. I told myself I'd leave tomorrow, that I'd sleep on my friend's couch if I had to. But tomorrow came, and I didn't move my boxers. Instead, I stayed awake all night, staring at that crack in the mirror, swearing. I saw her mouth moving in the reflection, trying to tell me something I was too afraid to hear. I've never been so tired in my life, and yet sleep feels like the most dangerous thing I could do in this room. I wish I could remember what I whispered to myself before drifting off. It must have been some lie, something to keep the fear from sinking too deep. But the fear's a guest now, sitting quietly at the edge of my bed, waiting for me to close my eyes again. I don't think I ever really woke up from that first nightmare. Days blend like watercolor stains now, bleeding at the edges. Impossible to separate. I try to convince myself the creaks in the hallway are just the house settling. But it's not the house that unsettles me. It's the feeling that the shadows are learning the shape of my body while I sleep. My mind flickers with memories that aren't mine. Cold linoleum floors, the taste of iron on my tongue, a rope tightening around my neck while I watch the ceiling crack like old paint. I don't know when I started seeing her face instead of mine every time I brushed my teeth. Sometimes her smile twitches, and I swear I feel it tug at the corners of my own mouth. The walls sweat at night, a damp chill that clings to my skin like a second layer I can't peel off. I think about the stories I read online, urban legends about rooms that feed on loneliness, about ghosts that slip inside your dreams to make your nightmares real. I tell myself it's all in my head, but last night I found something behind the wardrobe, an old, yellowed photograph of a girl sitting on the same bed I sleep in now. Her eyes look hollow, but her lips are parted like she wants to scream. I can't remember putting the photo back, but when I woke up it was pinned to the ceiling above me, right where the fan spins its lazy circles. I feel her in my skin now, in the way my bones ache, like they're learning to belong to her. The twist I can't ignore is this. When I ran my fingers over the photograph, I felt the outline of my own name scratched into the back. Lucia, written over and over, until the paper nearly tore. If this room is hungry for the lonely, then I'm the feast she's been waiting for, and now I'm not sure she ever really left at all. The more I fight sleep, the deeper she burrows in. I lie on the creaking mattress, tracing the cracks in the ceiling like they re-map to somewhere I can come back from. The smell of lavender is gone, replaced by something sickly sweet, like flowers rotting in stagnant water. I feel her memories brushing against mine. Flashes of a rope tightening, a laugh echoing off the walls, a single moth fluttering against the bulb until its wings catch fire. Sometimes I think I hear her heartbeat thumping under the floor, matching mine until I can't tell which is which. I try to ground myself in the real. The feel of my blanket, the sound of the radiator ticking. But the room shifts when I close my eyes. I dream in flickers, my reflection pulling its skin off, one layer at a time, my hands moving on their own, scratching words into the wall I don't remember writing. Last night I woke up standing in front of the mirror with my hair wrapped around my neck like a rope, the shadow behind me smiling wide enough to crack its jaw. There's a chill now that never leaves, a frostbite that starts in my toes and creeps up my legs like she is wearing me inside out. Sometimes I think she's grateful for me, a warm place to hide from whatever waits on the other side. But when I catch my reflection blinking when I don't, when my eyes stay open while I sleep, I realize maybe I'm the guest and she's the one who never left. If I'm being honest, I don't know whose heartbeat I am hearing anymore, Or if it's even coming from this side of the wall. I've stopped pretending I can leave. The boxers are still by the door. But the door's not real anymore. Just wood swollen with secrets that never let you go. The mirrors whisper when I pass, warping my face so I see both of us overlapping. My eyes, her grin, my hands, her bruised wrists. Last night the final twist clawed its way into my dreams. I watched myself sleep, watched her crawl out of my mouth unfolding like smoke, pressing her finger to my lips as if to promise she'd be gentle. But I know she won tea. Now I feel her in my bones, like wet cloth clinging to my ribs, like fingers drumming in my skull. I keep remembering details I know I shouldn't. The knot of the rope, the sound the chair made when it tipped, the weightlessness just before the drop. But it's not my memory, it's hers, wearing my skin like a coat she refuses to shed. Some nights I feel her smile just behind my teeth. When I try to scream, the sound dies in my throat, replaced by her laugh that bubbles up and spills out in my voice. I think she's almost finished with me. Soon she'll stand up, stretch my limbs, look in the mirror and see only herself. And I'll watch from the cracks in the walls, from behind the glass, a ghost trapped in a body that isn't mine anymore. So if you ever rent a room like mine, listen closely when you turn off the light. You'll hear her whisper, low and sweet, promising you're not alone. And maybe, just maybe, you'll hear my voice too, begging you to run. Because she wants your life. And she won't stop until you give it to her.